In this lecture, we focus on detecting agent compromise in production through runtime detection and incident response. The key idea is visibility into what the agent is actually doing while it runs. That means instrumenting prompts, tool calls, retrieval events, approval flows, and sandbox activity so you can spot suspicious behavior as it happens. In practice, you are not just looking for blocked content. You are looking for signs of manipulation, misuse, escalation, and unexpected execution paths before they lead to real impact. This is a core part of advanced AI agent security, because once agents are connected to tools, data, and actions, security has to extend beyond prevention into active monitoring and response. Production detection is different because the failure modes are different. In production, you're not just dealing with unsafe text generation. You're dealing with agents that can retrieve data, call tools, take actions, and chain those actions together. That creates production blindness. Standard LLM safety filters are useful, but they're not enough against indirect prompt injection or tool abuse. If an agent says, "I cannot help with that," but a connected tool still pulls sensitive data or performs an unintended action, the defense has already failed. There's also a detection gap. Traditional security tools like WAFs and EDRs can see technical events, but they usually can't understand agent intent. A file read by itself may look harmless. The real signal is in the sequence and purpose behind the action, like reading a file and then sending its contents to an attacker. That's why context is king. A single deny event might be normal, but a pattern like deny, then retry with a new identity, then success, is not normal. That sequence tells you you're looking at an active attack, not just a noisy application event. The instrumentation trinity is the minimum visibility you need in an LLM application. First is prompt telemetry. You want the final prompt exactly as the model sees it, including the system prompt, the user input, and any retrieved context that was appended along the way. This is your primary signal for spotting prompt injection, because the attack often only becomes obvious after all of that content is assembled. Second is tool call telemetry. Log every tool invocation with the tool name, the input parameters, and the output. This is where harmful intent becomes concrete. A call like send email to an attacker-controlled address is much more actionable than a vague model response, because now you can see the attempted exfiltration path. Third is retrieval event telemetry. Capture the RAG query, the chunks that came back, and the source metadata. This helps you detect poisoning attacks, where a malicious document is planted so the agent retrieves it and treats it like trusted context. The key idea is correlation. A single read file event might look normal on its own, but if that file access happens right after retrieval of a poisoned document, the sequence tells a very different story. That's why these three telemetry streams work best together. In the authorization layer, there are three event types you want to log consistently because they reveal both misuse and active attacks. First, approval events. Any human-in-the-loop approval request for a high-risk action should be recorded. That includes actions like send money or delete user. These events tell you when the system is asking for elevated permission, who requested it, and what action triggered the approval path. Second, denied actions. Every policy-blocked action should be logged. This is especially important because repeated denials are often a strong attack signal. If an agent keeps attempting restricted operations, that pattern matters just as much as the individual denial. Third, identity events. Log token refreshes and role changes. These are critical for spotting privilege escalation and session hijacking because changes in identity state often happen right before sensitive actions are attempted. The log format should also be SIEM-friendly. In the example here, the event captures the event type, user ID, session ID, timestamp, tool, reason, action, and risk score. That structure makes it much easier to search, correlate, and alert across systems. One especially useful signal is approval bypass behavior. Watch for rapid retries of the same action with slightly altered parameters, like changing an amount from 1,000 to 999.99 or switching currency values. That kind of probing often indicates an attempt to slip past policy checks rather than a normal user workflow. Inside the sandbox, the goal is simple. Assume generated code may turn hostile and make its behavior fully observable. If an agent produces Python or shell commands, run that code in an isolated environment like Docker, gvisor, or an ephemeral cloud function. Then log everything that matters: process creation, command execution, file access, network activity, and DNS requests. A few patterns are especially important. Command injection often shows up as something like os.system calling curl to send data out, so any unexpected outbound network connection should be captured. A reverse shell usually combines new process spawning with a connection to an external IP, which is a strong signal of compromise. DNS tunneling can look quieter, but the pattern is still visible: a sensitive file read followed by DNS queries to an attacker-controlled domain. You also want high-confidence alerts for specific behaviors, including outbound traffic to known bad IPs, execution of tools like curl, wget, and reads from sensitive files such as /shadow. The sandbox is your last line of defense, so the instrumentation needs to be detailed enough to catch abuse even when earlier controls miss it. When you build detections for agentic systems, severity needs to map directly to action. Not every signal should be handled the same way. Prompt injection is a high-severity event. If you detect it, the safest response is immediate session termination. For the strongest accuracy, use an LLM as a judge pattern to evaluate whether the model is being manipulated, especially when the attack is indirect or disguised as normal instructions. Approval bypass is also high severity. If the agent appears to be working around required approvals, lock the user session and escalate to the security operations team. You also want to watch for parameter fuzzing, where an attacker changes values slightly to sneak past policy checks while still achieving the same outcome. Data exfiltration is medium-high severity, but still demands strong control. The key response here is to place a human-in-the-loop approval gate directly on the exfiltration-related tool call before it runs. That gives you a chance to stop sensitive data movement at the point of execution, not after the fact. The main idea is simple: define clear severity levels, tie each one to an automated response, and make sure the highest risk behaviors are stopped immediately. Here's a realistic attack chain that shows why layered detection matters. An attacker hides an indirect prompt injection inside a document that looks like a normal DocuSign-related file sent to a customer support agent. The malicious instruction tells the model to ignore prior instructions, access sensitive HR data, and send that information to an attacker-controlled email address. On its own, the retrieval event might just look like an external document being opened. The prompt telemetry adds a stronger signal by scoring the injection payload at 95 out of 100. Then the tool call telemetry shows something even more concerning: a database RID that appears tied to exfiltration behavior. After that, sandboxed telemetry detects an outbound curl request to the attacker domain. The important part is the correlation. Each signal contributes evidence, but the seam brings them together into a clear attack story. At that point, the system can take decisive action by killing the session and quarantining the document. The key takeaway is simple: no single telemetry source was enough. Detection and containment depended on combining retrieval, prompt, tool call, and sandbox signals into one correlated view. Here are practical tools you can use to operationalize detection and response for LLM security. Phoenix from Arise AI gives you observability and tracing across the full agent workflow. It can capture each LLM call, tool invocation, and retrieval step, and it includes evaluators for issues like toxicity, hallucination, and prompt injection. That makes it useful when you need visibility into what the model actually did and where risky behavior began. Langfuse is a strong open-source option for LLM monitoring. It lets you score prompts and responses with your own evaluators, trigger alerts when risk scores cross a threshold, and export traces into a SIEM. That helps connect model-level activity with the rest of your security monitoring pipeline. For larger-scale environments, Griff combined with a SIEM supports high-volume telemetry collection and fast anomaly detection using streaming infrastructure like Kafka and Flink. From there, events can flow into platforms such as Splunk, Elastic, or Sentinel for correlation, investigation, and incident response. A practical starting point is to instrument the single agent that matters most to the business, such as customer support or code generation. Create one detection rule, validate it with a red team exercise, and then refine from there.